I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
It's every Red Raiders' favorite podcast. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Hey, it's Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. Appreciate you joining us. A little bonus Tech Talk for you as we lead you up to 6:30. Rangers and Angels coming up at that time. Clint, Gus, Kyler, and Caden. Hit us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line, or you can call us on the Visual Edge IT hotline. That number is 806-771-0973. You know, we haven't really, even whenever you got the full schedule, we never really dug into this discussion. I think most of it was, hey, if you weren't playing Houston versus Texas Tech on a Friday night, which, by the way, I'm not like big mad at, or it really wasn't at the time either. I think it's going to be a great game. Yeah. I still think it's going to be well attended. I'm not worried about any of that, but yeah, I get it if you were looking at it from the perspective of, like, look what else is that weekend. You could have been Big Noon Kickoff. You could have been maybe who knows? Could have been College Game Day, but we never really got into the question here that's on the Yates Flooring Center chat line of what do you think is our best opportunity to host College Game Day this year? I think I'm just doing a quick look again, because part of it, one, you have to, for your sake, you have to have it be a really good opponent.
Yeah, it takes two to tango. Yeah, you don't see many of those games like that are hosted or that are involve even one really good team and one 4-4 team. Right. It just doesn't happen.
That's step one, and then step two is to look around the country, like if it's up against, like an Oklahoma versus Texas, or an Ohio State and Michigan, or even like an Ohio State, Indiana, whatever, Oregon.
Sure.
These big brands, big names that also have a good shot of being top 10 or top 15 picks, whatever. Two CFP teams. That's going to be hard to go up against. I think the perfect weekend, Gus. I think it's when you host Arizona.
Oh, all right.
I think it's when you host Arizona on Halloween.
I was wondering about Arizona State, but I'll go with you.
Here's why. So October 31st. Here are one. I think you'll have to have some success from Arizona, and I'm about to run through their schedule. The Arizona State one, I thought about them as well, but this is without looking what else is on that weekend. If you told me who has a better shot of being undefeated by the time they get here, it would be Arizona, just because that Arizona State game against Texas A&M is incredibly daunting for them. Yeah. Now, they could be, what would that be, 5-1?
Yeah.
So maybe, but I just feel like that puts them behind early of trying to be a top 25 team, where Arizona could be. The games that they would be up against, Ohio State at USC, that's a pretty dang good game of brands, right?
Yeah.
So
two big brands.
I'm just kind of hoping that USC is falling apart.
Playing with their food.
I'm hoping that's not super exciting. But then you have like Oregon hosting Northwestern. You have Texas hosting Mississippi State. Indiana's hosting Minnesota. You have Miami at North Carolina. Depending on what the Tar Heels are, you might be able to build that one pretty well. But then it's like Ole Miss versus Auburn, Oklahoma versus South Carolina. BYU is hosting Arizona State. Okay, where's Michigan? They're at Rutgers. Where's a maybe top 25 Washington? They're at Nebraska. Penn State's hosting Purdue. That's like the perfect weekend where a lot of these bigger brands or top 25 teams are facing what I would label non-exciting opponents in the long run. So you still have to have a lot of things obviously go your way. But to me, that's an easy pick for your best shot of hosting College Game Day.
No argument for me. You're exactly right. You got to look around the universe. Maybe the second or third weekend of the season. I think it's early when BYU and Arizona play, right? Does this mean we're rooting for Arizona?
Oh, man,
If they immediately
if you
come out
want
and
that,
lose
I
to
guess.
BYU, does that lose some starch?
Well, you know what? Okay, so
Could you
Arizona.
predict Arizona's record coming into that game?
Arizona faces Northern Arizona. Win, right?
I hope so, yes.
If you say Arizona upsets BYU on the road, 2:30, September 12th, afterwards they face Washington State, picking them to win that game. It's at Washington State, but still. They host Cincinnati, picking them to win that game. They're at West Virginia, picking them to win that game. They host Iowa State, picking them to win that game. So
there you go.
it's not a gimme, but if they get past BYU, if you're into hosting things like College Gameday,
Yeah, a couple undefeateds, perhaps.
start to perk up
even
a little
if
bit.
that's
Even
a-
like Big Noon Kickoff, you know?
Yeah, even if that's a 6-0 us versus, and I haven't done the exact count. I think that's about right. Versus the 5-1, that could be pretty good, right? I mean, that'd be an appealing matchup. Is what I'm saying.
If you could get them in the top 25, I think
Right.
that's the big thing.
Can they get to number 24 versus number? What would we be by then? About number 5, 6.
You know, probably be in like maybe 3, 2.
Here we
at
are
that
in
time.
Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah. So
You're looking live
you're
at Galaxy Field in Lubbock, Texas.
looking live at Pat McAfee here in Lubbock, Texas.
Shirtless.
Shirtless.
Once again.
Why does he keep doing this?
Topless.
What'd you think about him with the Monday Night Countdown crew? If you don't like Pat McAfee, is he just ESPN
Is he
now?
everywhere? That's what I was getting at. Like,
He's here,
is
he's
everywhere,
there,
man.
he's everywhere.
He is extremely popular right now. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He has it going on. This in music, they call this the imperial phase. It's like when you're peak hit making, just pumping them out and just killing it, right?
On one hand, because we
His
played
name's this price.
we played a song from it. I was like, it sounds like the one that we played that was like country pop, whatever you call that, Florida Georgia line, whatever vein of country music that Kyler's a big fan of.
Bro, country frat boy.
Yeah,
Frat? Is that
frat
what you meant?
frat country. I've heard worse. It just sounded like everything I've ever heard from that genre. Not my cup of tea. If it's yours, you should go listen to that Pat McAfee song. So on one hand, I was like, that's fine. Good for him. He's at the stage. He can do whatever he wants. I was cracking up at all of the ESPN personalities that were like, it's like, did he have a gun to their head? Because they were like, this is the best thing I've ever heard. Have you heard Pat's music? Certified banger, track after track after track. And I was like, who's making you do this?
Yes.
Dan Orlovsky? Who's making you send this out?
I love how you called it country pop. It's pop country.
Whatever.
You're close, though.
There you go.
I don't.
Country pop country. I think he just invented a new genre, right?
Country pop.
I heard a deal last week on a countdown. It was something like breath pop, and it was kind of
I
this
don't
new
like
vein
that.
of female singing. That's kind of breathy lyrics.
It's gonna sound like a dog. This
Man.
is Tech Talk and Double T 97.3.
The podcast that finishes your workday in a very Red Raider way. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3. Presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
It's Tech Talk here on Double T 97.3. Gus, one of us, meaning me, forgot to turn off the absolutely screaming fan into the microphone. Thank you very much. It is Tech Talk, hour number 2. Clint, Gus, Kyler, Caden. We're here till 6:30. Bonus Tech Talk leading you up to the Rangers and the Angels. Thank you for joining us. Here in hour number 2, we'll have a play of the day in 15 minutes. At 4:30, we are pumped to talk to Tom Stone for the first time this season. The Texas Tech soccer season is underway. A win and a draw in Hawaii with some adverse weather. We will see them at home next, and we will talk about that. We'll talk about his team. We'll talk about the season projection overall, and he's always just a great interview. Plus, he gets Plus, he gets to talk about a really good team. But I love talking to Coach Stone.
Yep, and home opener, which he's always been such an advocate for, Fort Walker and just the program itself, and making it a tough place to play, and then he coaches with emotion. And
Yeah.
I mean, like that soccer scene has some vibe to it, and that crowd will be good Sunday night. And yeah, I mean, if you've never gone, Sunday night would be a good time to go because
Sunday.
well, because the sun will set and it'll cool down a tick, and you're playing against the defending Mountain West champion.
Watch
They're
Boise
not just
State
bringing
play
in
on a non-annoying blue turf field. Actually, I don't know
not
what
just
soccer does,
bringing in a
but
can of tomatoes to play here. This is a defending conference champ, so lace them up.
there's a lot of things that are canned. How did tomatoes get put in like the
question.
put down? Like
It was a boxing
peas,
thing. Was the first I heard it.
green beans, heart of palms. Sometimes that's in our house. That's canned. Water chestnuts. That's canned. Tuna.
Yeah, that's way too wordy. Just everybody can't relate to that. I guess back in the day, though, who knows, 75, 100 years ago, cans of tomatoes may have been prominent enough that people got it, right?
Did you pick up the canned tomatoes with the sliced bread? Woohoo! Old Razzle Dazzle said that Clint Scott guy would have a great batting percentage for the Dodgers. Thank you. Resident Aggie said "Coward of the County," in my opinion, is one of his top songs. Yeah, we'll see if Kyler obliges to that.
Yep.
Look up the stats from Archie's second year. Absolutely criminal. He won it that year. He had 4 touchdowns and averaged a yard less per carry than 2 of the other top backs with fewer yards too.
I think the great Ricky Bell might have been one of the other guys that Ricky Bell was like big dude. Went to the NFL and his run didn't last as long, but I remember at the time as a little kid, and I wasn't super into all the details of it, being about 8 at the time, but I remember thinking, I want Ricky Bell to win this, not Archie Griffin. He's already won one, and at the time didn't love Ohio State for whatever reason. But back then, it's like I don't really have a good reason for this. It's more like the uniform color. Or something like that. 8.
What is a Buckeye? They just make that up? It's a stupid mascot. It took me years to realize that is named after a nut, correct?
Tree, yeah.
Or a
Buckeye,
tree?
yeah. And then the nuts are, yeah. That's what you're talking about, the little feller down there, the little mascot feller. Yeah, we had a Buckeye tree.
Yeah,
there.
I would just look at the mascot and what a weird looking human. Have they seen a human before?
We had a Buckeye tree at the farm in Illinois. Finally got hit by lightning about 400 times over its 100-year life, and was half dead and split and lived a good life. But I would go get probably 15 years ago. I went and got some Buckeyes, picked them up, put them in a Ziploc bag, brought them back to Texas to show all my friends. All right, this is what a Buckeye looks like.
Do you have I love irrational hate in sports, and I'm not talking about I hate Texas. We hate yes. I mean, you've seen that you have a rivalry. Absolutely, the Red Raiders don't like Texas, but I mean just a random school like that you haven't had a bunch of run-ins. Do you have any of that still? Because Ohio State, I feel like it was a big one, and probably is still a big one for a lot. Just that program that's won a lot of games and just don't like them for whatever reason. Do you have any teams like that?
Yeah, that you just don't have a good reason for it.
Yeah, there's not a natural rivalry, and
Yeah,
it wasn't even a moment you remember that guy punched our player in the face in the third quarter. I'll always hate Tulsa or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It would be a team like Ohio State, although we have played them, but a team like that you just go, man, it didn't really affect my life, but I've never really rooted for them.
Notre Dame was that for me growing up, and that was for my dad hated Notre Dame. I hated Notre Dame because they weren't in a conference for years. It doesn't bother me as much, and then now they just keep on popping up and talking trash, so I'm back on I don't really like Notre Dame. But what's funny, another one, it's one of their rivals, and now I have a reason to be at least annoyed. USC was that for years.
It's funny.
Yeah, and now I feel like I have some legitimacy for my disdain for the Trojans. Let us know if you have a random program. It could be past college football, it could be whatever sport, but a random program that you dislike, flat out hate. Let us know on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. This on the Yates Flooring Center chat line, we called him Buck Jack because he kept calling Cowboys tight end Pettis Norman. That's kind of funny.
That's funny.
That's funny. What about you fellas behind the glass? Any random college sports hate?
Probably Bama, just because they're highly successful and always winning.
Wow.
That's probably the only team for me football-wise.
You should go right to my T-shirt team, right?
Wow, his T-shirts
Well, the
are
other day when I was
furious with
telling
you.
you about my childhood dumpster diving days, looking for RC cans, were you just back there casting doubt on them? You were just like, man, please kill me now. Shut up, Gus.
Please.
Is that what you were doing?
Oh, we get it. You're trash. You were diving in trash. You are trash. Just please stop talking. You ever dumpster dove for anything else?
No.
Just the T-shirt?
I mean, no, I haven't. Sometimes you'll hear people having to like look for something. I know.
Well, like they lost it. Like
That
that's
is me. I have a horrible problem with losing stuff, so
You
my
throw
first thought is,
something
did I
away.
accidentally throw it away? So
You're like to the landfill.
And you hear just that. Well, you hear just enough successful stories that found my wedding ring in the dumpster out in the. And a friend of ours, she did that. She threw hers away, and her husband went and, or I don't know. I think her husband went and dug through the thing.
You're not leaving me.
Found
I found
digging
it.
through bags of trash and all.
Not that easy.
God dang, man.
Found it next to an Uncrustable wrapper. It is Tech Talk on MLT 97.3.
The podcast put together with Red Raider fans in mind. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3. Presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Welcome back to Tech Talk here on Double T 97.3. Clint Scott and Dr. Mike Gustafson, Kyler Brown. We are all hanging out with you until 6:30, and now we get to go to the Visual Edge IT hotline. The home opener for Texas Tech soccer is on Sunday against Boise State. We have head coach Tom Stone on the line. Coach, first, thank you for joining us. It's always so fun to hear from you. We're glad the season's off and running, but I got to ask you right off the bat, now, do you always look to go to Hawaii to start the season, or did it just kind of work out this year?
That was a first-time affair, no question about it. We've never accepted that offer. They've tried to get us to come out many times, but we have a young superstar from Honolulu named Logan Pang who committed to us, and that may or may not have been part of the recruiting process. But it was great. We had a blast. Unfortunately, first tropical storm in 25 years hit the island, so we did play in a disastrous Saturday weather conditions, but overall it was a good trip, and it was great to have a ton of our families there, and the players enjoyed everything until the last 36 hours. It got kind of rough.
What do you learn about your team there in the two games? Obviously, a win and a tie.
I think the first game, Hawaii's supposed to be one of the favorites in their conference, and Seattle's very good, and so they were both really well organized and put pressure on us, which is what you need. You don't need rollovers. You need that in the preseason or in the spring. And so we learned a little bit about what we need to do better on the ball. We're usually, as you guys know, a really good passing team. Some of that needed tweaking. And we also saw how tough we were. I mean, when I say tropical storm, I'm saying we shouldn't have even played the game. It was 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you don't even see that here unless it's, a dirt storm.
Sure.
And so it was bad, and it was raining sideways, and everyone was completely drenched, and we just weren't giving up a goal. And we certainly put pressure on them to score, and they put pressure on us. So there was a grind, grit element that we got out of the second game that was awesome and showed some toughness. And those are all bits and pieces that have to come together for a long and successful season. So, we had an extra day of training once we got back. This week we usually get 2 days. We actually got 4, so 2 extra sessions, one quite short. But it's been good to be back at it, and it's good to be in a routine and be at Walker and get in front of the home fans and start the homestand now.
It is a home opener. How have you seen the atmosphere over there grow, maybe over the past 5 or 6 years?
As of about 10 years ago, it just hit a new level, and it's been consistent certainly the last 5. Just more and more people have found out how fun it is. Gus, I've got all these friends, these guy friends, these bankers, Callie Arrington, these lawyers, Jarrett Greaser. I got all these big manly men and doctors and guys I hang out with. and they're not all doctors and lawyers and bankers. That sounded really strange, but all these guys, and I'm like, listen, just come to the game, but do not sit in the stands for your first game. Stand on the fence.
Yes.
Because you will not believe the physicality. Like, if anyone enjoys physicality, these women literally knock the crap out of each other. It's not just us. We're a physical team. We're in your face. We're classic West Texas, in your face type team, Texas Tech type team. But the reality is people have come just as friends. Yeah, okay, I'll go to the soccer game. And then they don't stop coming. And now there is nowhere to stand on the fence line. Like, those are all my people. Those are all my converts. And so it's been really fun to watch. And then, of course, the youth soccer community here is a lot of great youth clubs and good young coaches and young players. And they come. And so it's just been really rewarding. I mean, it's a college town, but we're massive, as you know. So to have, 1,000 people at our game or, double that for Big 12 games has been a real home field advantage. There's a lot of teams in our league that will tell you this is the last place they like to play. I mean, BYU's tough to play at for the same reasons, and we're really hard to play here. So,
and by mid-late October, you may have down there on that fence line, you may have the Texas Rangers starting third baseman. He may just be in the crowd down there, right?
Well, I hope he's still playing. I don't know what the World Series is, but yeah, we hope he's still playing. But
you need to get him healthy.
And Josh is a great supporter of our program and does show up quite a bit and has really taken to it. So we're thankful for that.
Hey, what do we know about Boise State? Obviously, defending Mountain West champs. That's your home opener. This is not a tomato can you brought in here.
No, and there's a group of mid-majors that can beat most any Power 4 team on the day. And, Santa Clara is a mid-major. They've won multiple national championships. Portland's won multiple national championships. Pepperdine, and we play in a couple of weeks, is one of the better teams every year in the country. And Boise State is one of those teams. I mean, they don't mess around. They're very, very organized, athletic. They're also kind of an in-your-face team. And they really – I would prefer to play them, like, in October when everyone's at their best and teams are peaking – and you can maybe have a little more success in some areas that we're going to get better at. But when you play them this early, they're just coming for you. And you've got to be ready physically. You've got to be good in the air. You've got to pick up second balls. You've got to be good in the possession, because if you give it back to them, they're going to put it back in your box and challenge you to be able to deal with it. So it's a hard early season opponent, and I think it's perfect because we need to play really good games and against really good teams, and certainly they went up to SMU. They were there last night and tied 0-0. And SMU's a really good ACC team. We play them on our schedule too. So it's a lot, and they're good. So we'll have to be ready for it.
Coach, we have a couple more minutes left with you. I just wanted to ask, maybe some new faces or maybe even faces that are just taking on a bigger role this season. Who should Red Raider fans look out to kind of get to know more here this season?
That's new?
Yes.
Well, there's two kinds of new. There's transfer new, three kinds. Transfer new, freshman new, and then players that were biding their time, and now this is their time. And so Emma Torres sat behind Sam and Peyton, all Big 12 players last year, and got some good minutes, but now she's a starter. And you'll see why. She's talented as all get out, really crafty. Addie Todd transferred to us from Florida State, where she's got an ACC championship ring when she was a starting goalkeeper and a couple of national championship rings as part of that program, and she's fantastic. I mean, you'll love her. Good. She loves it here. She loves the community. She's getting unbelievable coaching from Brock Duckworth, our goalkeeper coach. She's a future pro. She's special, and we've been blessed with goalkeepers, right? Maddie White to Faith Wynn, and now Addie Todd. So the fans are going to really like her. Emma Fasora, who transferred from Penn State, is special. And then for freshmen, and Abby signed from BYU. And then for freshmen, Lauren Alvarez has really emerged as someone that's ready for the college game. Reese Liner, 6-foot center back, is just a beast. And shockingly, for her style, which is quite physical and great in the air, she has amazing feet, which you don't always see that combination. Hannah Anderson was that. She could run over you, or she could just absolutely outplay you, out-finesse you. And Reese, although she plays different than Hannah, is really one to watch, and you guys are going to enjoy those two freshmen. There'll be new faces to everybody. You won't be able to miss Reese, because when we walk out for the kickoff, awesome. You're going to be like, my goodness. And she is an absolute battler. So all these players, and, of course, the ones from last year, Riley Greason, Taylor Z and Kylie Barr, probably the most heralded player on our team, the most recognizable face, and won every award, is a future pro. That's a left back that is just amazing to watch play.
Coach, we're so excited that the season's here. Good luck this week
Sunday
against Boise State, and good luck this season. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, I'm thankful we're playing a night game Sunday, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Coach, good luck this season. We'll see you down the road.
Thanks, guys.
This is Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. Back with more next.
It's every Red Raiders' favorite podcast. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3. Presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Hour more with us here on Tech Talk. We'll go all the way up to 6:30. Ask Tech Talk will stay in its normal slot 15 minutes from now. Give us your questions for that. Let's start this segment with a question from Wreckham Ralph. Guys, what's going on with Tommy Castellanos, or whatever his name is, coming to Texas Tech as quarterback? Sorry if you've already talked about it, but just tuned in. No, glad to have you.
Yeah.
It seems like there is a very serious nature to the reports of him possibly becoming a Red Raider. What I would expect is you are bringing him in, one, as an experienced backup. I have zero doubts that Will Hammond is your starter, and that's not going to be in danger. I think that this is something that, you have the opportunity to bring a vet in the room, and he's also, he's not like just a nobody off the street. He hasn't been like a perfect quarterback by any means in his career, but he's incredibly athletic. I think that there's some fun things you can probably do with him, like you talked about. Maybe you see him in a specific package or two, or specific offensive set, or who knows. It's not like you're bringing in someone either that I think is like, are we worried about this upsetting the locker room? You would have to think that there would be some sort of, because he's not the sort of player where I think, anyways, that like Joey Maguire or James Blanchard are like, we don't care what the locker room says, we're bringing this guy in. He's that. No, you're probably having some very honest conversations with this, and like, and an honest look in like, hey, is this going to upset the culture, which is very important to Joey Maguire and is not just empty words. So, if he indeed is a Red Raider, I'm not like, this is the reason now I think you're going to win the Big 12 championship, or now this is the reason that I think you can make a run in the playoff. No, you have those pieces, but, you are, as we've seen, and not even injury, like a season-ending injury away, but you're an injury away from throwing an inexperienced guy in there and maybe dropping a game you shouldn't have, a la Arizona State. And maybe Tommy Castellanos helps with that. Or maybe Tommy Castellanos adds a big first down on a 3rd and short because you can do some, I don't know, interesting things with him. Maybe he adds a couple of touchdowns. Maybe he gets here and you never see him. Maybe he's just you see him in the 4th quarter of blowouts or something like that. Who knows? But, it's Will Hammond's job. He's your starter. If you add Castellanos, I'm going to trust the staff over there that this is a positive addition.
I 100% agree. What do you think Texas Tech would be tapping into if you're wondering about this guy as a culture guy? But what if you're going, we got to turn this thing around quick?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sitting there at the head of the conference table with all your people in the room and you're going, anybody know anything about Castellanos? Hey, my buddy coached him in high school. Hey, he played for Gus Malzahn as a freshman at UCF, right? Hey, anybody know anybody? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that a part of it? Has to be, right?
Yeah.
We need to know if this guy is a horse's patoot, and we need to know it quickly before we even go down this road.
Dear Bill O'Brien at Boston College.
Thetford and Ashby sat in this room on Saturday and talked a lot about Castellanos.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing about those two guys, I don't know how super like reading Snap Face and doing all that kind of stuff that they are to get their gossip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying gossip, but you know what I mean.
Right.
But who's in their circle, Clint? Like when they go over here to lunch, have you ever been over there? Have you ever seen that circle? I mean, you produced the show, so this is a serious question.
Yeah.
There's some people in that circle.
Right.
I don't mean like you go in there and Joey McGuire sitting there eating a chicken fry with him. He probably would. He'd probably enjoy himself. But that room, when those guys are together, that's a pretty connected room.
Right.
And so a lot of times when Thetford and Ashby come in here and they've got a connection to something like that, you go, what do we know here? What are you guys talking about? And again, I only bring that up to say on Saturday, 6 days ago, those dudes were in here with Rick Dyke sitting right here where my finger is, right here behind this helmet. And that name came up and it came up and it came up. I'm thinking, that's a pretty good pull by Coach Ash. And now as the week unfolds, what are we doing? I mean, I'm reading a headline. I walked in here today at 3:00 and showed a headline on my phone of the Athletic/New York Times that links Texas Tech and Castellanos. And I don't mean like in terms of, hey, I think he's going to visit. I think there's some interest there, but like headed to Texas Tech kind of thing. You know?
Well, that's the thing, like the visit sort of thing. I mean, I guess, and by the way, was officially in the transfer portal. That was the latest, which, I mean, it was just a matter of time since he was cleared. But, like, that side is so interesting because it's like, hey, he's granted a 5th year. This is his final year. Well, we think. This is his final year of college football. He doesn't really have time with the season starting for most in 2 weeks, for some next week, right? To be like, all right, everybody roll out the red carpet. I'm going to visit 10 colleges. Like, you don't have, like, the time to do that if you are really going to get into a system and start either making a difference quick or learn a system quick or whatever the role is going to be. There's not really there's not a calendar or a whole month just going like, all right, I can feel out this university and this staff and this roster and see who really needs my talents and where I fit. I mean, no, it's trusting an agent. It's active conversation. It is figuring that out now because the season is here.
You almost have to enter that legal process that he just went through with the end in mind. You know, like they talk about lawyers asking questions that they know the answer to ahead of time, so they don't get blindsided. Like this, you know, that those conversations may happen between agent and school and stuff in a way that they're like, hey, hearing good things about this Castellanos kid.
Tommy Castellanos.
And by the way, the headline here is Tommy Castellanos, who upset Alabama last year, expected to land at Texas Tech. That from The Athletic.
Well, and you're seeing like On3 saying that, multiple sources. Multiple sources here on TikTok. More Tech Talk next. Ask Tech Talk on the other side.
The podcast put together with Red Raider fans in mind. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3. Presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Ask Tech Talk is brought to you by Visual Edge IT. Give us your questions on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Thank you for joining us. Clint, Gus, Kyler, Caden. This is not our last segment. We'll go till 6:30. Ask Tech Talk. Staying put. This from T-Bone. Clint, are you and Rob going to play one of the pregame concerts this year? I'll play with anybody else. I'll do the show with anybody else but Rob.
I'm excited for that announcement.
Got to do a 4 Non-Blondes cover.
Well,
He will. That's his territory.
I'm excited for the our announcement. And that first one needs a bump, dude. Hey, Shaq, you free? Right, DJ Diesel. Man, I've been to 2 of those, and those are something else. He was the very first one ever in the current format. People as far as the eye could see, Clint. There I was in my shoulder sling, standing up there on the thing. I had just met you and told you to shut up and get out of my way. Let's talk. And then I looked around and saw the Diesel up there, like whipping the crowd into a frenzy, got the beats, got it going. Then we was over there by the tailgate, like high-fiving him and stuff. Just a mountain of a man.
You don't have any insider information?
No,
on
I
that, do you?
don't. I haven't bugged my sources. I feel like they deserve to be able to announce that stuff when they're ready.
Fine.
But I'm here for it, and I'll chat it up.
Fine.
I will be there. Generally, I'm their biggest fan. Right? I mean, 90% of the time, I'm the biggest fan. There will be some other ones that are lukewarm. And it's not because I don't like the music. It's just
Lukewarm,
more.
is that one of the country artists
Yes.
that's coming? It's me, Lukewarm.
It's me, lukewarm. I'll be playing 11 in the morning. But and generally speaking, I'm pro
Who's ready to
country
beat
music.
Sam
It's
Houston
just,
State?
we've had this conversation before. It's just not my pregame song, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're like about to go down the ramp and hit somebody, try to punch them in the mouth, do that deal. Do you wanna? I mean, are you listening to Emerald about the morning in your headphones? Like,
It's funny that you always jump to that. Like I think who was the guy that got lost on his own ranch? What's his name?
Clint Scott, Rob Bro.
No. He's in the Florida Georgia line vein.
Oh.
Hold on.
So you're saying like that?
Fill some time.
Kyler used to be on top of things, and he'd play that. Like, you know what?
Kane Brown. I got it. So why did you wait till I got
Too
there?
late now.
Oh my gosh! What are we doing? Wake
Riker
up back
would have
there.
had that like 15 seconds earlier, right?
Well, Riker would wait till we like breathed a little weird, and it was like, "They're not talking."
Shut up, Clint. That was his favorite drop. I miss him. I wish Clint would shut up.
Did you just say I miss Brennan to
I do.
Kyler,
I miss
our
him a lot.
producer?
He was quick to tell you to pipe down.
Wow, Kyler, you don't have to take that.
Kyler
Come back here and beat him up.
I'm too
Kyler
busy
needs to be a
laughing
little
about it.
quicker with the hotkeys.
You know who sucks? Do you think he already has a Texas Tech playbook? Who knows? This on the 8th Flooring Center chat line. Kyle Rader said, I had a friend knock out some strangers' old nachos they left at Jimmy's once. Haven't looked at them the same since. See, that's bold. I'd love to see it. Just naturally in the wild. God, is that a gazelle?
Yeah, if it's just like a chips,
Mm-hmm.
the chips, but like nachos with stuff on them. Yeah, I gotta trust the. I don't know, man.
You gotta have a lot of trust
Yes.
and a lot of faith in humanity there. The people offering the chips and salsa, don't forget to ask if they're double dippers like George Costanza. You know what?
Yeah. Well, you gotta be careful there.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, at least either break part of the chip off or flip the chip over and go from the other end.
I think I'll just order my own chips and salsa. I think I'm not gonna really worry about it. I think as an adult with free will, you can go at any time and just get an ice cream cake. You could go from your house at any time and just buy it. You can get your own chips and salsa.
But the calories do count. I mean, we've established that part.
Depends
right?
on when.
In what county do the calories not count? Where all the pretty people live, right?
This I'm just going to drink my brother-in-law's beer. Ooh, there you go. Nice. It's the free ones. I don't care if they call it the West Texas Poop Bowl. If that team in red and black is consistently in Big 12 championships and nationally recognized as a top 15 team, bring it on. The good news is they didn't name it that. It's Galaxy Stadium. But, yeah. Could be.
That's like me in the uniforms, right? I don't care what we're wearing. Just win the bleeping game.
It could be worse, though. Galaxy Stadium isn't that bad. I don't like it, but could be worse. Go look up some stadium and arena names. Louisville basketball plays in the KFC Yum Arena. I'll take Galaxy over that. I kind of like the name of that. I've always enjoyed that.
I've been to that one. How about that?
And again, I don't root for the team that goes there, so maybe that's why I like it more as just an outsider. Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
I've been in the Yum Arena with Jamie Lent, in fact. 2018 it was, Clint.
Oh, okay.
Watching the NIT game there. How about that?
Oh.
I think Yum is the holding company for
Yeah.
KFC and maybe your
is
Taco
the
Bell,
Papa?
maybe some of those things. I don't know what all's under the Yum brand there, but maybe Pepsi, something like that. But yeah, there you have it. All right, everybody. Hey. You're only allowed to say nil for 0 if I think that's what we learned today.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We should ask Tech Talk on a Friday. We need to start doing what did we learn this week.
There you go, on a Friday.
I think Dan and the Danettes might have that as a segment. I think so. We might have to figure out a different way to do it.
At Coach May at Bobby Magle Baseball School, right? 11, 12 years old. On the like at the end of the day, he would ask you, "What'd you learn today?" And you had to tell him something you learned on your way out the door. That's what we're talking about right now.
This it's a very important Ask Tech Talk question, guys. Have you heard the newest NFL jam?
This is our cult. This is our team. We bleed blue. This is our cult. Whether win or lose, we love them. For the shoe, beat the Falcons. Let's get PJ. This is our team. Go Colts.
I mean, like he's added some powerful drums behind there this season. That's who I want to see. That I would push you out of the way. Colts guy was there. My boy Seth DeFlo. He's the man.
Is that it? Seth DeFlo?
Seth DeFlo Erskines. Yeah.
We should see if we can get him on the phone.
To sing?
Oh, DM him and see if he'll get on the call with us.
If he comes on, it's going to be the same thing as Bro though. If he comes on the show, he's going to sing live for us.
Okay.
Sing live.
You
right
can't,
now.
What, are we that serious here?
Very serious.
That we can't get that clown on.
Whoa! I mean, if you're calling him a clown,
I think that's perfect.
Hey,
and
clown,
you need to get him on the show.
Sing for us, clown.
My co-host thinks you're a jackwagon. He thinks you say nil instead of 0. You live in Indianapolis. What say you, sir?
Do you ever think, like, when you're doing the makeup, like the made-up conversation, if how it would act, would you actually, like, how they would react if you actually did it like that?
Do you ever lose your own made-up conversation? And then I told him he could just like at the end of the conversation, you just get your butt kicked. And that's the one you make up in your own mind while you're driving to,
I am 100% on winning my fake arguments.
Yeah, are you 100? No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Are you 100? You've won 5,392 in a row.
The Suave shampoo bottle is over.
He's
terrible.
I make
Awful
Cal
debater.
Ripken look puny, like he never shows up. I make him look like a once-a-weeker, because every day
I'm
undefeated.
a jackwagon. You're a jackwagon.
We're all jackwagon.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.